Hello and welcome to this first installment ever of a brand new podcast interview show live in the wonderful vibey Halo Studios in downtown Hamilton, where we interview different artists, different music people, artistic people, creatives from all around Hamilton and the surrounding areas. And today we are lucky enough to have Mr. Dom Pavic and Danny on guitar over there joining us. How's it going, fellas?
Great.
Really good.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It's like I'm on Wayne's World.
You are on Wayne's World, mate. You got
I
the
finally
hat.
grew up.
You got the hat to match it.
My whole life I was like, I just want to be on Wayne's World. Now I'm doing this. I'm like, this is as close as I'll ever get.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Welcome. So, Dom, for anybody that is watching this for the first time and has never heard of you, your music, why don't you give us quick fire what Dom Pavic is all about? Where did you start playing music? What kind of music do you do? What's your inspirations? Sounds
Back
like a long question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I first started playing when I was 15, I believe. First gig I was 15. I did a cover of Rancid's Time Bomb at a school assembly.
Nice. How did that go?
It was fantastic.
Good.
It felt amazing. After that, I was like, oh, I
You
like
knew
doing
it
this.
was. Yeah, you knew you were a rock star.
I'm
Straight
going
away.
to stick to it.
Yeah.
So then started rolling after that, and I was like, yeah, I kept playing in shitty punk bands. And then, whatever, as one does, you mature.
Mm-hmm.
So does your music taste. Got more into the more Oasis type stuff. Started focusing more on songwriting stuff. And then so on. And yeah, it's led me here today. And now I have my own style, I think. Not so much. Everyone's a mere copy of everyone else in their life around them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just kind of like an influence of everything around me. So
Yeah.
I'm like a culmination of everyone I've listened to.
Mm-hmm. And who would you say is your biggest influence that you've listened to?
Oh, it's Beatles, no doubt.
The Beatles.
Always.
A British band, not a Canadian band. No. What's your favourite Canadian, I guess?
Favorite Canadian?
Who is the Canadian Beatles, I guess, is the question. Is it like Rush or something like that?
For some people.
Or for some people, not for you with the sound
Never
of
got
it.
into Rush much. I like them, I respect them, but
Yeah.
favorite Canadian band? Holy shit. Sloan. I fucking love Sloan.
There you go, people.
Maybe it's Sloan. Let's stick with that for now.
We'll lock that in. You know, there's no down points for wrong answers.
If you want to get the classic rock, go down the 70s, then we got like Valdy and like, Gordon Lightfoot. I forgot about Gordon Lightfoot.
Gordon,
Jesus
yes.
Christ.
He was like the first Canadian artist I ever listened to, really.
Valdy, Lightfoot, Pagliaro.
Nice.
All Canadian classics.
Sick. Yeah.
That's band.
Good.
The
band,
Oh,
exactly.
it's coming to me. Here we go.
Finally, we got
All
there
right,
in the
my
end.
favorite Canadian band is The Band.
Yeah, I was waiting for the band to be mentioned at some point.
People can be yelling at their phones right now. Be like, "What the
Totally. Who is this guy? You know? Yeah, totally. The band is probably a solid choice for me. I'm a big Bob Dylan fan, and he did a lot with the band and stuff. So yeah, sick. Well, we got you here today because Tones of the Hammer, for anybody watching this for the first time and seeing me myself for the first time, I moved recently to Canada in September, and I'd never been to Hamilton before. I'd heard all about its musical legacy, and I wanted to basically discover what artists that have kind of grown up around here in the area, what they think of Hamilton as a music scene at the minute, the surrounding areas as a music scene, what's kind of missing. So how, since the pandemic, of course, changed so many things for artists, Dom, how have you found it since coming back after the pandemic? How's the live music scene picked up around here?
It was a slow climb picking back up. Like we did some gigs.
I heard a lot of places kind of shut down and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of places got canned, so that sucks. They just couldn't. It's a music venue.
Yeah.
Anytime you put the word music and money together, it's just like, oh,
yeah, man.
Those two don't go together.
I got you, yeah.
So like a music venue, it's a hard thing to keep going. Somebody that runs a music venue, they obviously love music.
Totally.
But yeah, some places got shut down, so that's a huge bummer, which is the last thing you need.
Yeah.
In a city like this, especially.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we did some gigs in COVID, and it was just like the whole glass wall gigs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, we didn't have too many of those back home as such.
But no, I think it's pretty much back to normal now.
Mm-hmm. And how are you finding it itself? You're getting busy with gigs coming back and stuff and playing plenty of shows, are there?
Yeah, ever since I released my album last March, we've just been booking more and more, slowly creeping into festivals. Mm-hmm. Even booking gigs in itself is a little tricky because that's tough. Sometimes it's like a...
Totally.
It's always been like a... Well, how many friends you got?
Exactly. It
seems, type thing, right? It's not like...
That's kind of why I wanted to get into doing this, really, is because it's really hard to get a scope of kind of how people book these things and how they what's kind of the criteria for festivals around, what's the criteria for getting gigs and stuff. Have you found it's like to do with social media a lot of the time as a big influx? I've heard a lot of people say stuff about you're filling out these forms for festivals and stuff, and there are, one of the main questions is how many followers do you have on socials, sort of thing.
Yeah, you see that stuff in applications, just makes you wince, and I'm just like, well, I'm almost at 1,000, so if that says anything, whatever.
Hey,
but
man, I'd rather have 1,000 loyal followers than a million that are just kind of passing by it, right?
But no, it's like a question that always makes me wince, and I'm just like, well, totally. Let's keep music, and like...
Yeah, especially festivals,
if they sound good, bring them in.
Yeah.
If they're going to do what they're going to do and give people the experience that they're offering, like, get them on there. But, whatever, politics creep into everything, obviously.
Yeah.
But festivals, they're a little more trickier to get into. Mm-hmm. I've never actually talked to somebody who runs a festival, see what they actually look at. Maybe they do look at a lot of your social stuff.
Yeah.
Just to see if you can pull a following or whatever, or if it is the follower thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm slowly getting into that. I'm just trying to figure out what the criteria is.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I'm trying to book myself for festivals, and sometimes, like, a lot of time as a musician, you're booking gigs, you're shooting emails to whoever, whenever, and you get a response back. Sweet. Do a little investigating, ask a few questions, whatever. But sometimes you just don't hear back from people. But then you have to go back, because the majority of us, we have a list, a whole hit list, venues, festivals, everything, a whole spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So follow that, email. And once time passes, you forget. You're just like, oh, I got to go back and check the sheet and see who I emailed and who I didn't email.
Yeah.
And it goes back to that. So it's like...
Yeah, it's just a constant... Yeah, you've got to be really organised with that sort of stuff.
And then on top of your regular life, too.
Exactly, yeah.
Everyone's got, like, a job.
Yeah, day jobs as such, yeah.
Like, music's not my job.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to put your eggs in.
But you do a good job of it. That's the thing. You do a good job,
I appreciate that. Thanks.
So a little bit earlier, you just mentioned, your album came out. When was it? Last
March.
Last March.
March 3rd, I believe.
So what's the name of that album? What's the inspiration around? Is there any inspiration? Or was it just like, let's get some tunes out, or?
Yeah, no. The album's called Early in the Morning, Late at Night.
Nice. That's a cool title, dude.
Thanks. So I just I named it that because that's pretty much the time of day when my creative brain kicks in.
I got you. Yeah.
It's the time when I'm writing the most is like early in the morning, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., which is still technically late at night.
Yeah, totally.
So I kind of pieced that together that way. I was like, oh, that's when I do most of my writing, so I'm gonna name it that way. The tunes, I just, I've been writing forever, and then I took a big hiatus from just playing and doing anything music-wise, but I kept writing. I just don't stop. It's just what I do. And then I just accumulated all these songs, and I was like, what the hell am I doing with these tunes? They're just like sitting in the basement dying away.
Yeah, demoitis.
Demoitis. So I'm sitting there writing songs like, it's a sweet song. It sounds sick in the studio, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, maybe you should go to the studio before you just let them wither away. Nobody hears it.
Yeah,
because
totally.
Whatever, they're your songs, so you hear it, you enjoy it at the end of the day, but let's see what other people think.
Great attitude.
I just took a plunge. I was like, all right, let's go. I'm going to do whatever, 6-7 songs, and then in the process kept writing more and adding more, and then got to like recorded 17 songs but kept 12, I think.
Wow, 17. Oh shit. What?
Yeah.
That's a whole load of tunes. Some people struggle to write more than 17 tunes, you know? So yeah.
Yeah, no, I got up to 17, and then
hard to choose the babies, right?
Yeah, I had like 12 songs ready, but while I was recording, I started making newer songs. It's like, oh, I'm liking these songs better. Some of the songs I was recording were songs that I had written for 7-8 years.
Nice.
So it was 8 years ago, Dom. But then some of the new songs I did were today, Dom.
Mm-hmm. So and this is your first album, right? This is your first album.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good, you know. It kind of shows you where younger Dom started with his writing journey and then gets up to, you know, where you are now. It's quite a good concept for a debut album, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, it was just one of those bucket list things too. I was like, you know what? I need to record this album, have it as a memento for myself.
Totally.
I grow old, I can say, hey, I made my album. I have one. I put it out there. Something that's going to be out there forever. And yeah, I could check that one off. And then
sick.
Now I'm hooked and time for the next.
Yeah, totally, man. Well, I'm sure, I'm excited to hear it. I'm sure even more people will be excited to hear it after they watch this interview.
Yeah, let's hope so.
And you've just done a live session for us. If you are watching and you want to hear Dom's live session, you can check it out somewhere up here at some point. It'll be like floating above us, you know, in the world of YouTube or wherever. Somebody will point it to it. So yeah, be sure to go check that out and give it a like and a share, of course.
I'm glad you had us here to do the live session.
Yeah, I'm good too, you know.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm good. It's good. I feel like sometimes it's a good way to just see into an artist's soul is a live session, you know, because it's all well and true being you know, getting something that's produced and recorded sort of thing. But yeah, I just want to stress that when we do a live session, the live session we're doing with Dom, it's totally off the floor, no cuts, no trims or anything. And it's raw, but and yeah, it's a new song, right, that we just recorded too. Was it a new song?
It's a rendition of it's a song off my album that I released called When It All Runs Out.
Gotcha.
But this is a twist Dan and I put together.
Nice.
Totally stripped down.
Yeah, stripped down, just acoustic, chord structures, completely different vibe. It's funny, I was telling you earlier, we were in the studio last year recording one of my singles.
Yeah.
And we just started messing around on the floor playing it. We're like, oh, we should do an acoustic version of this. It sounds cool. I got the idea. I'm like, oh, we should go to Halo, record a live version of it. Just never happened. And then you messaged me, obviously.
Totally.
And then we came in, we're like, oh, let's do that thing we were talking about. So
yeah.
Sure enough, it all came full circle and got to do it. So that was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, that's what it's about, you
stoked.
know. Yeah, that's what it's about. I think it's good. For, you know, musicians just to spend the time to get together, you know, people that are on the scene sort of thing, and just talk about, you know, one, what's going off, and two, Tones of the Hammer again is all about just trying to get people together and talk about, you know, how things could be better on the scene sort of thing, and how, you know, and again, sharing some Hamilton music, you know, because it has such a legacy of great music, you know. We got famous music producer Daniel Lanois, of course. He produced like U2 and all that sort of stuff. Bob
Josh,
Dylan.
what you think he did?
Exactly, yeah. So I think it's a little diamond in the rough, as they say, sort of thing, you know. It
is.
So it's it's good to get together, chat, and share. So I'm excited for people to see your live session. Yeah, for sure.
We need something like that.
Yeah, like good. Done.
Yeah, like you were saying, Hamilton. Yeah. It's got a deep music scene.
Yeah.
Diamond in the rough and like...
Yeah. So you...
Definitely in the rough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is in the rough.
Let's be real.
Yeah. I live in downtown. I know that Hamilton rough for sure, you know.
Like the nitty gritty.
Yeah, they sure do. But it adds to its character, you know. It sure adds to its character. It's, I think it's what creates good art a lot of the time out of these, you know, and especially, like I say, post-COVID, everybody's kind of... my guilty pleasure, I've got to say, is Dua Lipa at the minute. She's just, I absolutely love her music.
I love Dua Lipa.
Yeah, I think everybody loves Dua Lipa, to be fair, especially guys. But her album's called Future...
Nostalgia?
Yeah, not Future Nostalgia. What's the new one? Oh, Radical. It's called Radical Optimism. And that's like post-COVID, ready to boogie. Everybody's ready to get on and crack on with things. I think that's what everybody is, just trying to do, you know. Everyone's just trying to hustle the way, you know, so they're enjoying music and doing enough to kind of, doing enough to fulfill their creative frustration, because sure, you guys yourselves as creative people, sometimes we were just talking about it not so long ago. You get that creative idea and you think, oh man, I need to be doing something with this, capturing this moment, doing something, telling people about it, you know, and yeah, it just gets so frustrating, right? You know?
Yeah, of course, you need to get it out. Like I was saying earlier, it's just, you got these ideas, you want to express them, you just take your time, time passes, you don't do it, and then, like I was saying, you just feel like you're missing the train.
Totally.
You see everyone else doing it, and you're like,
yeah,
I need to be doing this too.
Totally.
Because I can be
which
doing
ties
this.
back into our point. Which ties back to our point about social media. You know, are we thinking more of content and releasing, and then we're getting frustrated about not releasing that content, or you know, is it all? Are we all just in the game, guys?
Is the content good enough?
Yeah, exactly.
Does it add up to everyone else?
Exactly.
It's
original.
Oh man, it's like a bad popularity contest. Because
Totally.
every time I release content, I'm like looking, I'm like analyzing the shit out of it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's just about creating, man. That's what it's all
just put my
about.
stupid face out there in a video. Here I am. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen to it. Kick rocks.
Yeah.
Or just listen to it. I don't
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of there's a lot of makeup behind it when it gets to
Totally.
the marketing
Yeah.
online, which is, it's a tough part because like
Yeah.
not everyone's made for it. I mean, like,
Yeah, totally.
I have a tough time just getting in front of the camera and be like, hey guys.
Yeah. But
I'm
I've
like-
seen your stuff. You do a good job of it, you know?
I try and put like a comical twist on it
Yeah.
or skits or something.
Yeah.
It's like, I gotta try and do something different.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally, man.
I think I'm funny sometimes. but-
Just sometimes.
so I just shoot for it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's working. It's cool, dude. It's cool. So we've talked about what we've done in the past and stuff, Dom. So what's the plan at the minute? I know, so we had an album out last year. We've just done, you know, this live recording sort of here. Is there any plans for new music or new stuff coming out? And
Yeah, 3 songs we recorded here actually in the last.
How could I
last
forget?
year, yeah.
I was trying to lay the corn down for you to like go into that. You know,
I'm picking it up now.
Yeah.
Nice assist.
So what's these new songs all about then?
So we did "Why Does It Feel So Real."
Nice.
We released
which is
that
out,
already.
which is a great tune. You should go and
It's
stream
out,
it.
yeah. We recorded
It's a
here at
great
Halo,
tune.
and then June 30th, next Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, I believe, I knew a single "Who's Holding the Gun" is coming out. It's a
Nice.
song Dan and I co-wrote.
Sounds like it'd be a country song. Who's holding the gun?
Yeah, it does sound like it.
Is it a country song?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No. Oh yeah, you weren't there for those sessions. That was right before you got here.
Yeah, I joined for the next tune that you're going to tell me
Yeah,
about.
it's a piano-driven, I think 6/4
Nice.
type rock tune. So we did that here.
With Andrew, of course.
Yeah, with Andrew.
Wonderful engineer.
Love
here at
working with
Halo.
Andrew. First time I worked with him, I was like, all right, this is it.
Yeah.
Let's stick with him. This kid's good.
Yeah,
He's got good ideas.
he
Yeah.
has. He's a clever guy. Andrew,
Yeah.
we love you, dude. Sweet.
Yeah, that's coming out. And then I'm just planning the release for the most recent song recorded here called Madness,
Yeah.
which, yeah, once again, got to do the business side of the socials. When's
Yeah.
a good time to release it?
Totally,
When's
dude.
a good time to promote it? Do I have enough
Do you know
promo
what?
videos to release it yet?
Totally.
I didn't record enough material. Oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't good.
Yeah, I got you.
12 o'clock, 3 o'clock,
Well,
7 a.m. What
that's
time
it,
should I
man.
post? I don't know.
And this is all while you've got a full-time job going off as well, and you know,
Yeah.
just sort of thinking. But yeah, you just release it, dude. I'm sure that the
Work
masses.
on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you were
it.
part of that one. That was a fun song to record.
Yeah, dude, I
that's
love
coming
that,
this
and
year.
that's half the reason why I asked you back, because as soon, you know, I was editing that tune here at Halo, and yeah, I listen to, you know, people listen to so many different parts of songs a lot of the time, and I'm very much a lyric kind of guy when I listen to tunes, and I just love the story behind it, you know? I love the story behind
Nice, thanks.
Madness. It's a great tune. So to me, it reminded me of that kind of Springsteen, kind of the River kind of era of telling, you know.
Take that any day, yep.
Yeah, totally. Is Springsteen
you.
an influence at all?
Yeah,
I guess
a
you
little
said
bit.
everybody.
Not a
kind
heavy
of-
influence,
not
but
a
I
heavy
like Springsteen
influence.
a lot.
Yeah, his storytelling.
I never got into an obsessive phase with him like a lot of people.
Yeah,
Like, I just listened to Asbury Park a few months ago. Not for the first time, second time. Listened when I was younger. Never really clicked with me, but listening to it again, and I was like, oh, fuck me. This guy is a rep
Yeah.
on tour.
Yeah.
He's just telling stories.
yeah,
But So that album's great.
Yeah.
But I still never got like into an obsessive thing with Bruce. But I know what he does. I know what he can do.
Yeah. I mean, he's the boss. He's still you know, he's still playing all these years later. I think he just rocked Dublin out a couple of weeks ago or something.
Nice.
You know, and he's 70 something years old or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, a lot of them are still rocking. Him, Paul, Elton just finished up his final tour and stuff. So anyway, we're not here to talk about Elton John. We're here to talk about you guys. So so I was lucky enough to catch you at the Casbah a few weeks ago. A local, anybody that's not from Hamilton or has never been to Hamilton, a local music venue here in downtown. Probably one that puts on a fair, you know, it definitely carries its weight as a music venue, right?
Oh, yeah. They're constantly running shows.
Yeah.
Brody's done a great job over there over the years. It's definitely a staple in Hamilton.
Yeah. Seems to be.
Soon enough, I'll probably be able to put Legendary Casbah up on the sign.
It seems to be, it seems to be the one at the minute. Like, in terms of...
A lot of bands start out there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. In terms of like a grassroots kind of venue.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a great venue. I played there a handful of times.
Nice, man.
I always love playing there.
Yeah. Are you in the main room or are you in the small room?
Both.
I
played the small room more than I have the main room. I think I did the main room 2 or 3 times.
I'll be honest, I quite like the small room a lot better, you know. It's a lot more like intimate and kind of like everyone's together, you know. I loved it when you guys were playing and it was like full, it's so packed out sort of thing.
Yeah, it felt good that way because everyone's just circled and huddled in.
Yeah, and it's like a real like intimate gig with a band sort of thing.
It was nice in that sense. I like playing the big room though because when we did play last time, the sound was just impeccable.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Incredible sound.
Nice.
It was amazing. Yeah, they got that whole 90s Canadiana theme looking bar upstairs. It just looks like it's an old bar. Like, it looks like you should have some dudes arm wrestling and like drinking Labatt Blue or 57 or whatever.
Hey, it's Hamilton, man. Anything can happen, you know?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of Hamilton, too. There's parts of it where it's just like, shit, this hasn't changed since the 70s. You can just tell. So there's parts of it where they know how to keep it real still.
Yeah.
All the grimy stuff about Hamilton, I like to refer to that as keeping it real.
That's what I mean. That's where all the best music scenes kind of start, you know?
Yeah.
That's where they start in the most unexpected of places, you know?
Have you been to Vertigogo yet?
No, again, I've heard so much about it. We gigged there the other month. They just, pretty new. Yeah, they just opened up. Yeah.
Someone told me it used to be an old Hell's bar.
Right, okay.
So then while we were there, I was looking around, I was like, it's red and black. There's no windows anywhere. I was like, oh, this makes sense.
Yeah.
And then it's another like nice old school grimy bar. They got pool tables. They got a kitchen there.
Sick.
It's just a great old school looking bar and venue. It's kind of like how you imagine going to gigs would be in the 90s like that.
Yeah, when people didn't look at the phones all the time and video on the phones.
Yeah, that's how it feels like in there. But we gigged there and that was a great time. That was we had a blast there.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, and I've seen you played a few times. It's kind of my local, I guess, is the Corktown as well, you know. It's the Corktown. So I'm there most Tuesdays for the Irish Jam. It must be the British in me sort of thing, you know. But yeah, I've seen you we're playing there. Thing. But again, that's kind of what's blossoming, you see. There seems to be so many people kind of trying to kick off the scene and keep it all together, you know. We work a lot here, of course, at Halo with Ben Rispin, who's I know booked you for his festival a few months ago.
Hell
right?
Yeah, that was a great festival.
Yeah, it was.
Shout out to him and Jesse for
totally
getting us in there. That was a great time.
Yeah, and Ben and
great guys.
Music people, they're the ones that keep things going, and we're trying to kick things off, sort of thing. So I guess Dom, thanks for coming on down. I really appreciate it, and you, Dan, as well. And I guess the last question, we kind of touched on it a little earlier, is if you were the guy that was who was tasked with sorting out, or not sorting out, if you were the guy that was tasked with making the Hamilton music scene better in some sort of way, what would you do? What do you think in Hamilton? You as an artist, as yourself, you know, you've done your gigs and you've done your recording and stuff. What do you think's missing from you know, what's missing from it? In whatever way you think.
Paying the bands.
Yeah.
But that goes across the globe. That goes everywhere. Yeah. But no, okay. One thing that comes to mind. So like I said earlier, I took a hiatus from gigging.
Yeah.
When I gigged last, whatever, 2010, 12, around that era. At that point, I found this out when I started gigging out recently. So back then, you booked a show, and there's always promoters at every venue. So you book a show, promoter finds a band, yada yada, puts it together, nice. And when I started gigging recently in the last couple of years, I just had a rude awakening. They're like, oh yeah, you gotta put the shows together yourself, find groups, you guys put a night on together, take the venue for yourselves, and work it out amongst yourselves. So I was like, holy shit, when did this change?
Yeah.
So that was like a huge change I saw in the last 15 years, I guess.
Yeah.
But having said that, yeah, it'd be a luxury if every venue had a promoter who just did it like they used to. But however, where is the money coming from?
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. Maybe if the city, there's a union put together or something like that.
Kind of like a collective.
It's a tough thing because you're out there fending for yourself when it comes to the music scene.
Totally.
You're not getting backing from anything like that. But
yeah.
I don't know. I guess that'd be more of a luxury than anything. I don't know about changing the music scene, but it's the only thing I could think of. But in terms of like what could improve the music scene, yeah.
Because I guess I wondered myself.
Tough to say.
Yeah, I wondered myself kind of like that. It seems to be like, I just wondered about the whole cohesion of like you say, in a way, bars working with bands and music. People trying to put music festivals on, but like you say, everybody's kind of got to pay gas, everybody's got to pay bills, and I just wondered if there was more cohesion, if it was like something where musicians need to work more with with whatever it is they're doing, or like again, it seems to be. I know. Times are very strange at the minute, all around sort of thing. But that's a fair point.
I guess another factor too is like maybe the population of people that actually want to go out on Ram Night and be like, let's go see what band's playing here.
Yeah,
because that was a big thing before. Like I always be like, oh, I still do it. I'm just like, oh, I wonder who's playing wherever. If I'm in Toronto, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna swing by the Horseshoe. Let's see who's playing tonight. Dakota, whatever. Let's see who's playing tonight. Or even when I'm in Hamilton, I'll just pop in and be like, let's see what bands are on tonight, and like I just want to see the local bands, because growing up I used to go to all these punk shows and stuff when we were 16, 17 or whatever, and we just go see the bands. That's the thing you do on a Friday, was just go to the show, right? So I don't know if that culture's still there. So it's not something.
Do you think it'd be a case of, do you think there's enough information advertising when shows are happening and where shows are happening, in terms of like, I don't know, a social media page, a website that has local listings and stuff of what's happening?
There's tons of that.
Yeah.
But like, once again with that, it's almost so saturated where it's almost spammy.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, we're playing here. It's like, all right, there's like a million bands playing here or whatever. So like, maybe one band will catch your eye with one of their posts or one of their songs. But no, it'd be nice if the culture was more like music driven, with people who want to just go out and look at see bands on Friday and Saturday night or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's I wouldn't say dead thing, the small population, the people that do that still, but
maybe just people need to be reminded.
Yeah. Of like,
totally.
Of what like
wouldn't it be cool? Let's go see what Hamilton band's playing tonight. Let's just check bands out or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
But then again, I'm talking from like a 36-year-old point of view. So
well, yeah, I mean,
there's kids and stuff involved in everything in life. So that's more of, I guess, teenager, early 20s type thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I feel like in every generation, there's always been like, there's been people into rock music, people into pop music, ravers and stuff like that. People going to, I myself went to nightclubs at some point in my life, but it's kind of never been I'd always choose a band over sort of like a nightclub every now and then. It's
of course.
Because again, Hamilton seems to have plenty of live music around. So maybe that's the point. Maybe that's a good point. That maybe it's the culture that's changing. Before our eyes, as what people do. Hopefully, I'm sticking with my Dua Lipa thing of radical optimism, where I'm hoping that all this development that's going on around Hamilton is going to bring some cool venues. There's lots of different commercial places opening up where hopefully it'll create little hubs of scenes and stuff that's going down, you know. Yeah, fingers crossed, you know, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Sick. So, Dom, Dan, thank you so much for coming down. Much appreciated. For this first ever episode of Tones of the Hammer, you know. Thank you.
You popped the cherry, I'm glad.
Popped the cherry, yeah, that's a good way to put it, for sure.
So
guys, if you guys are watching this for the first time, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check Dom out on all his socials. What are the socials again, Dom?
Dom Pavic Music.
Great.
On Spotify, Facebook.
Everything
everyone else has.
Yeah.
I'm on there too.
The government know all about you, dude. You're on everything, yeah.
You know, check me out on Vine as well, for those of you who remember Vine.
Wow, man. Yeah, I forgot about Vine, actually. I remember Vine, yeah.
Sure?
You sure? Yeah. He might dig up some old dirt from somewhere, you know? We'll see. Everybody's going to be checking this out now. Dom deleted it straight away after that. Yeah. But be sure to check Dom out. Go and stream all his new music and check what he has coming out very, very soon. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all Tones of the Hammer. And we will see you on the next episode. Thank you.